Hey there, my name is Paula. Thank you for joining me for today's practice. So today's 3 yin poses that you can do before bed. Just some postures to really encourage some relaxation, a bit of opening up through the spine and the chest to encourage some good quality sleep. So if you've got a bolster, please have it, or you can just use some firm cushions instead of a bolster if you don't have one. I've got a blanket underneath me just to soften up the surface. So we're going to make a start straight into our supported seal pose. If this feels too strong with the bolster, then you could just be down on your forearms. When you take your hands a little bit further away, it softens the arch, but if you can, you try to bring your hands a little bit further back and have the bolster just underneath the abdomen. It's in a place that feels like it's supporting the spine. A little bit of action through the legs, and they're not completely relaxed, but you don't want to over-activate the glutes or anything like that. And then once you've found your position, let the shoulders drop away from the ears and feeling free to close down the eyes. Find the breath. Slowing down the inhale and slowing down the exhale. Just taking this time just to notice what's here. As well as letting go of the day. And allowing yourself to be with one breath as it comes. So just being with this breath. And then being with this breath. The arms have to be a little bit active here, but see if you can allow the shoulders to drop away from the ears. Just staying here for another 5 full breaths. Just working into the space behind the kidneys through this back extension. So that when we come out, just encourage circulation back into that part of the body. So one more full breath. And opening up the eyes if they've been closed. Just coming forward down onto the mat and then starting to shift back. We'll just take a child's pose for a couple of breaths just to release out of the seal. Noticing the broadening across the lower back once again. Trying to take the breath there. And then coming up to a seated position, bringing your bolster and placing it up to the top kind of third part of your mat, sitting down, the right hip sort of alongside the bolster, and then laying the side body down, just coming into your mermaid posture here. Right arm is long, and then taking the left arm up and over, grabbing hold of that left wrist and resting the head down. If your head feels really uncomfortable here, you could pop a cushion or a rolled up towel to support the head a little bit more. Legs can be quite relaxed. Closing down the eyes. Opening up through that left side body into the left upper armpit. Lightly scanning the body and noticing if there's any unnecessary tension or holding. Maybe in the hips or the jaw. And if the mind wanders around, then you can just gently bring it back to following the breath in and out through the nose. Three more full breaths here. Opening up the eyes, releasing that left arm down, placing it down onto your bolster or cushions, using that hand to help you come up to a seated position. And we'll go straight away to the other side, just rolling over so that the left hip is alongside the bolster, laying the left side of the body down, extending the left arm long, resting the head down, right arm comes up and over, holding onto the right wrist. Closing down the eyes if that feels comfortable. Keeping the lower ribs drawing in. Opening up through that right side body. Maybe noticing if there's any difference between one side to the other. Just with curiosity, not whether one side's better or worse. Simply noticing. With each exhale, maybe there's a little bit of space to let something go. Three more full breaths. long, smooth breathing. And then opening up the eyes if they've been closed. Right hand onto the bolster, using the right hand to help yourself back up. And then just turning to face the front. Bring the bolster in front of you, opening out the legs and feeling really free to keep the legs a bit closer together. If you would like to open them up, go for that. And we're going to come forward. If you do want to elevate this a little bit more, you could pop a couple of blocks or maybe a few extra cushions there. And in your own time, just starting to come forward. Let's turn the head to look over the right. Arms can just be down by the sides of the bolster or somewhere they feel comfortable. And we want to keep the legs relaxed, but at the same time, just toes and knees just pointing in the direction of the ceiling rather than falling inwards or outwards. So if that is happening too much, then you can just bring them in a bit closer together. Directing the breath to where you feel you need it in this posture. So possibly just the inner thighs is one of the key places you probably be feeling it. Sometimes people really feel this in the lower back. And if it's available with the torso, trying to have a sense of letting the torso go here. Feeling supported by your cushions or your bolster. And then let's turn the head to look in the other direction. You can keep the eyes closed, but just turning the head. Noticing any subtle shifts and changes, possibly openings in the body. And every now and then you might just scan the body again, just to see if there's any unnecessary effort that's crept in. Or sometimes when we stay in a pose for a little bit longer and the sensations might start to intensify, we can begin to tense up and grip against that sensation. So if you do need to move out a little bit, then feel free. Otherwise, just using your breathing to try to soften with each exhale. Last couple of breaths here. And then starting to bring the head back to center and walking your hands back up. Bringing the hands underneath the legs, bringing them together. Bringing the bolster down your mat and getting ready for your Savasana. So make sure you feel nice and comfortable, warm, and then laying yourself down when you're ready. Just making sure the bolster feels comfortable underneath the knees, just to release any tension in the lower back. Arms a little away from the body, palms facing up. Closing down the eyes. And with each exhale, the body getting a little bit heavier and a little bit softer. Nothing left to do. Allowing yourself to come to complete rest. Staying here for the next few minutes. Please feel free to stay resting here. And if you are continuing to rest, just remember to press pause on the video so it doesn't continue to roll into something else. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Namaste.